Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. The Forbidden City, originally known as the Purple Forbidden City, Zhijiancheng, is not only an ancient imperial palace, but also the pinnacle of ancient Chinese palace architecture. The entire palace complex spans a vast area, housing over 70 uniquely styled palaces, along with a large number of auxiliary buildings. According to legend, when it was first constructed, the Forbidden City contained 9,999.5 rooms, reportedly to avoid surpassing the 10,000 rooms of heaven. However, after centuries of weathering and wear, only a little over 8,000 rooms remain today. This might sound a bit abstract, but if we mention some of the more familiar names of palaces, you'll likely recognize them. For example, Hall of Supreme Harmony, Taihadian, the site of grand ceremonies held by the emperor. Hall of Mental Cultivation, Yangxindian, where Qing emperors conducted daily affairs and rested. Palace of Purity and Elegance, Shufangzhai, the former residence of imperial concubines. These names not only appear in historical records, but also frequently feature in modern costume dramas, making them deeply memorable. Due to its age, the priceless artifacts, and the heavy flow of tourists, many parts of the Forbidden City require regular maintenance and restoration. In addition, some areas are off-limits to the public, rarely visited even by the palace staff. These restricted zones are perpetually dim and filled with a mysterious aura. Layered with history, they resemble sleeping fragments of time, quietly guarding their own untold stories. Now, let us take you on a journey into this grand, purple Forbidden City, and unveil the secrets hidden behind those imposing palace walls. The first mysterious location is the Palace of Earthly Tranquility, Cunninggong. Originally, it served as the residence of the Empress, given the Empress's status as counterpart to the Emperor. This palace was lavishly decorated and magnificently designed. In ancient Chinese cosmology, Qian symbolizes heaven, associated with the emperor, and Kuan symbolizes earth, associated with the empress. Hence, the emperor's and empress's sleeping quarters were appropriately named the Palace of Heavenly Purity, Qianqinggong, and the Palace of Earthly Tranquility, Cunninggong, reflecting the philosophy of yin-yang harmony and the correspondence between heaven and earth. But surprisingly, this exquisitely ornate palace has become known as one of the most eerie halls in the Forbidden City. Cunning Palace was first built during the Ming Dynasty, but suffered devastating fires during the Zhengde and Wanli reigns, almost completely burning down. It was later rebuilt, only to be consumed once more by fire during the Qing Dynasty. And this time, the flames were even more destructive than before. It raises the question, why is it always this palace that burns? Is there something off about it? To trace the origins of this palace's ominous reputation, we may need to go back to an incident during the Chongzhen reign of the Ming Dynasty. It is said that the empress at the time hanged herself in this very palace. Once such a story begins circulating, it inevitably adds layers of mystery and a chilling atmosphere. Perhaps due to this dark history, most Qing dynasty empresses chose not to live in Cunning Palace. Only Empress Dowager Xiaozhuang stayed there briefly, while the palace remained largely unoccupied, shrouded in silence and solitude. The second, ghostly palace, we'll talk about is Yanxi Palace, which rose to fame thanks to the popular TV drama, Story of Yanxi Palace. Yanxi Palace was built in the 18th year of the Yongle reign during the Ming Dynasty, 1420. Its original name was Palace of Longevity, Changshou Gong, but it was renamed Yanxi Gong in the 14th year of the Jiajing reign, 1535. It wasn't until the Qing Dynasty that it acquired its final name, Yanxi Palace. It was one of the 6 eastern palaces, laid out similarly to the other 5. A 2-courtyard configuration, with a 5-room main hall in the front yard topped with yellow glazed tile hip roofs, flanked by 3-room side halls on both east and west sides. The rear yard also featured a 5-room main hall and flanking side halls, with yellow glazed tile gable roofs, creating an elegant and symmetrical architectural style. It sounds majestic, but modern-day visitors often leave feeling a bit disappointed, because Yanqi Palace is not the glorious, golden structure they imagine, but more like an unfinished building. In fact, it, too, was ravaged by multiple fires throughout history. And despite numerous restoration attempts, its original glory was never fully restored. During the Guangxu period, Consort Jin once lived there and proposed a renovation plan, envisioning a palace with the beauty of sunset glow, a twilight-style architectural aesthetic. However, before the renovations could be completed, the Qing dynasty fell, and Yanqi Palace was abandoned, left forever unfinished. Moreover, this unfinished new palace was later half destroyed by artillery during wartime, leaving it in its current state of disrepair, evoking sighs of regret and sorrow. Now, the final, eerie location we're going to talk about is the most widely known, haunted spot in the Forbidden City, the Well of Consortium. The story behind this well dates back to the Guangxu era of the Qing dynasty. In the 13th year of Guangxu's reign, 1887, under pressure from Empress Dowager Cixi, the young Emperor Guangxu was forced to marry Cixi's niece, Empress Longyu, and at the same time, he also took in consorts Jin and Zhen. While the relationship between Emperor Guangxu and Empress Longyu remained distant and indifferent, Consort Zhen, who was intelligent, kind, and lively, gradually won the emperor's affection. However, Consort Zhen was not just a favored concubine, she was politically supportive of Emperor Guangxu's efforts at reform, hoping to bring progress and strength to the nation. This made her a thorn in Empress Dowager Cixi's side, and her resentment toward Zhen deepened day by day. In the 24th year of Guangxu's reign, 1898, after the failure of the 100 Days Reform, Empress Dowager Cixi regained full control of power. Consort Zhen then became one of the targets for retribution, and was banished to the Cold Palace, locked away in a small courtyard behind Jingxi Pavilion in the northeast corner of the Forbidden City, completely cut off from the outside world. During that period, Consort Zhen lived a miserable life, every aspect of her daily needs, from food and drink to basic activities, was conducted under the strict watch of eunuchs, leaving her with no dignity. She grew increasingly frail, and her spirit was gradually broken. Occasionally, her sister consort Jean would secretly send her clothes or comforting words, bringing her a fleeting sense of warmth. In 1900, when the Eight-Nation Alliance invaded Beijing, Empress Dowager Cixi fled in haste with Emperor Guangxu. Before leaving, she did not forget to remove the thorn in her side, and ordered Consort Zhen to be executed. The official excuse was that Consort Zhen is still young and might be humiliated by foreign soldiers, but in truth, it was just an excuse to eliminate her. Cixi dispatched the second chief eunuch, Cui Yugue, to carry out the execution. When Consort Zhen heard the order, she broke down emotionally and begged to see the Empress Dowager, only to be met with a chilling command: "Throw her in for me." And so, Consort Zhen was dragged by Cui Yugue to the glazed well of 8 treasures. It is said that she clung desperately to the jade railings of the well, refusing to let go. Several eunuchs then joined forces, lifted her up, and threw her in head first. Fearing she might survive, Cui Yugue reportedly threw a large stone in after her. Just like that, Consort Zhen was buried forever in that well. Perhaps it is this tragic and brutal piece of history that has shrouded the Well of Consort Zhen in lasting mystery. Legend has it that at night, one can still hear the sobbing of a woman by the well. Some say it's the spirit of Consort Zhen, crying out for justice that was never served. In addition, many people who see the Well of Consort Zhen for the first time are shocked. Is this tiny well really big enough to throw someone into? They ask. In fact, during Consort Zhen's time, the well was not small at all. It was later renovated and reduced in size for safety and preservation purposes, resulting in the smaller version we see today. According to historical records, Beijing was not originally the capital of the country. It was the fiefdom of Zhu Di, the Prince of Yan during the Ming dynasty. After the Jingnan campaign, in the first year of the Yongle reign, 1403, high-ranking officials such as Minister of Rites Li Jigang submitted a memorial suggesting that Beiping, now Beijing, as the place of Zhu Di's imperial rise, should be designated a secondary capital, just like how the Hongwu Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang treated Fengyang. Emperor Yongle adopted this proposal and began to elevate the status of Beiping. He renamed it Beijing and changed the original Beiping Prefecture to Shantian Prefecture, making it a temporary imperial residence, a so-called Xingzai or traveling palace. To boost the population of Beijing, Emperor Yongle, Zhu Di, ordered a large migration of people into the city. Among them were displaced peasants, wealthy merchants from Jiangnan, and businessmen from Shaanxi. Many of these individuals were forcibly relocated, but their presence laid the foundation for Beijing's construction and prosperity. In the fourth year of the Yongle reign, 1406, Zhu Di officially issued a decree to construct a new imperial palace and city walls in Beijing, modeled after the imperial palace in Nanjing. He first dispatched officials to collect precious timber and stone from across the country. Remarkably, this preparatory phase lasted a full 11 years. The most valuable wood, nanmu, was found deep in mountain forests. Commoners risked their lives to fell these trees, with a high mortality rate. Later generations described the difficulty and danger with the saying, 1,000 enter the mountains, 500 come out. Quarrying stone was equally challenging. For example, the massive Danbi stone behind the Hall of Preserving Harmony, Baohedian, came from Fangshan, southwest of Beijing. Its transportation was a grand endeavor. Tens of thousands of laborers dug a well every mile along the route. When winter arrived, they poured water from these wells onto the road to form an ice path, which enabled them to slide the stone to the palace. It took a total of 28 days to complete the journey. Moreover, special bricks were required for royal construction. Suzhou was responsible for producing the finest golden bricks, while Linqing and Shandong had to deliver tribute bricks to Beijing. The entire project mobilized resources and manpower from across the nation. In the seventh year of the Yongle reign, 1409, Zhu Di launched a northern campaign from Beijing and began constructing his own mausoleum, the Chongling Tomb, in Chongping. This move clearly signaled his intent to make Beijing the new capital. In the 14th year of Yongle, 1416, Emperor Yongle convened his ministers to formally discuss the capital relocation. Toward officials who opposed the plan, he showed no mercy. Some were dismissed, others harshly punished. From then on, no one dared to speak out against the relocation. The following year, construction officially began on the Forbidden City in Beijing. While still modeled after the Forbidden City in Nanjing, it was designed to be even larger, more systematic, and more magnificent. By the 18th year of Yongle, 1420, the city of Beijing and the imperial palace were fully completed. The new city was square in shape, with a perimeter of 45 li, about 22.5 kilometers, and was built in strict accordance with the ideal capital layout described in the ancient text rites of Zhou Kaogongji, a true city of the Son of Heaven. In the 19th year of Yongle, 1421, Zhu Di officially issued a decree to relocate the capital to Beijing. From being a mere princely fief, Beijing rose to become the capital of the Ming dynasty, a transformation built on the sweat and sacrifice of countless commoners, and a reflection of Emperor Yongle's immense power and determination. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.